Ade beaucoup dambala. Give me all the power, I beg of you! It's time to bring back secret reviews.
I thought I was dead.
You're alright, buddy. It's okay, I get it. You're alright.
Why am I here?
Long story short, I made a review with you and SNES Kid, went insane, killed the both of you, then realised I was just hallucinating the entire thing. That served as a reminder to wake you two up, and now we're here.
And what of the game?
Advanced Warfare sucked, Black Ops 3 was a masterpiece, Infinite Warfare was disappointing, and World War II is looking very promising.
Alright.
So what are you going to do for your first review backup?
Well, I was thinking, I'm a bit older now and a bit more mature, so let's review a Nintendo product!
SNES Kid's through the room reviewing the Super Game Boy. Why don't you go join him, maybe collaborate?
Well, that's a great idea!
Great! Now get the hell out!
Oh. Okay. Welcome back to Secret Reviews. Ooh, some clothes. Cool. Let me just, set these on. Should I even ask?
It's best not to.
When you start the game up, you find a guy in a Mario suit dancing on the title screen.
On the title screen you have three options. Shoot, view, and play. It's a camera, so we should probably select shoot first.
Are you sure you didn't pop in a copy of Final Fantasy by mistake?
Fairly certain.
Hey, there's a shoot option.
Oh, hey guys, how are you doing? Yay, he's dead! Now let's see what this camera's all about. This really hasn't aged well.
Yeah, but for the time, it was amazing. It even took a place in the Guinness World Record books for smallest functioning camera.
Cool. In that case, do you think we should do the whole review with it?
No. The other menu options are check, items, magic, and run.
Check allows you to, well, check the photos you've taken. Items takes you to meet the man, where you can capture time lapses and snap pictures on a timer.
Magic lets you capture panoramas, mirror your face, and take photos of your face for something that we'll cover later on.
And how about run? What is there to run from?
You are now crossing the equator, Jumbo Nintendo.
That's underwhelming. I thought we'd be getting something much cooler than that.
Oh well, let's look at view.
Album is self-explanatory. Here you can look at your photos.
Show, on the other hand, is a bit more interesting. Here you can view a slideshow of the pictures you've taken. Watch an animation you've created, and find a secret in an image that leads to another image, that leads to another image, that leads to another image, that leads to another...
Now for the fun part, play. In this menu you can play an assortment of games like Ball, which is a recreation of the classic Game & Watch ball game, or one of his moves in Smash Brothers, depending on how old you are. You can use the faces you took pictures of earlier, but because of the quality of the camera, it looks a bit off.
DJ lets you compose short melodies with the Game Boy sound chip, which was only a few steps better than a Fisher-Price keyboard.
You take that back!
Okay, give me an example of a great song composed with a Game Boy and I'll consider it.
Huh, try the entire Metal Masters soundtrack.
Okay.
Oh god, John! Johnny, you alright?
My ears are bleeding! This is nothing!
As well as the ball and DJ games, there's a space shooter game named Space Fever 2. Believe it or not, there is a Space Fever 1, back from before Nintendo struck gold with Donkey Kong. Unfortunately, it was pretty much just a Space Invaders clone.
This one, on the other hand, is a bit different. You go through waves of enemies until you face a boss, which we couldn't get footage of because both of us suck at this game. However, we've been able to recreate the boss with the power of video editing!
Wow, that is one ugly head. If you're skilled enough to get 2,000 points, you'll unlock another face game called Run, Run, Run. I assume it's titled by Sinistar.
Run, run, run.
Back to the main menu, and pressing select gives us a selection of options we could already access from looking at our photos. You can also place the hotspot inception thing from earlier.
Also, you can fuse a couple of images together. Edit allows us to delete photos from our album, something we could already do on the other menus. But hey, we can create animations too. Look, here's one I created of myself dabbing on a loop.
Snessy, you disgust me.
There's also Link, which, contrary to our belief, does not let us play Link's Awakening, but instead lets us transfer pictures between two Game Boy cameras and print out our pictures. I mean, okay.
Note to self, never trust a printer. They're evil. Paper out, load paper. Are you freaking stupid? You just took the paper in! Take it. Take it. You know you want it. You know you freaking want it. The paper's in! The paper's in! The paper is in! Do you want me to freaking blow my freaking paper load? The entirety of it now? Would that make you freaking happy? Would that appease you? Oh, you tell me to load paper. I will load a freaking cap into your freaking printer head! Stupid piece of... Ugh. I never said cancel! Oh, ink slow, what a shame. It's not like it freaking matters, the whole thing's black and white! Oh, how freaking taunting of you. The screen, the freaking window screen is saying, thanks for buying Epson. Thank you too for making my life a living hell! You may think that's all the Game Boy camera has to offer, but you would be wrong. Press start on the main menu, and you'll be transported to space! This menu is mainly for checking stats, like info about yourself, amount of pictures taken and deleted, and game scores. But there's also a credits option here, so let's end off this review by watching the credits as we give our final thoughts on the game.
Is that Shigeru Miyamoto dancing and cloning himself?
I think we'd be wise not to question this one.
So that's the Game Boy camera. Filled to the brim with fun, bizarre, and just overall Nintendo ideas. This little camera was cool for its time, but compared to cameras nowadays, this one's only really good for a look and a laugh.
You can't really blame them for it being so... It was at a time when Game Boy accessories were going all sorts of places. The Game Boy camera, the Game Boy printer, Game Boy sewing machine, Game Boy pocket sonar for catching fish, Handy Boy, Gluco Boy for blood sugar testing, Game Boy shoes with slots that you could shove your Game Boy into, and the Pedisedate, which, I kid you not, sedated your children with a goddamn Game Boy.
In the list of crazy accessories, this one seemed a bit more believable. And you can't really blame Nintendo for trying a new idea. Hell, it carried on when the DSi was given a camera, and now the 3DS and Wii U have cameras too. I think this little treasure is going to receive an 8 out of 10 for a fun idea that was executed well but isn't exactly the pinnacle of photography technology nowadays.
And I'm going to continue working on my review of the Super Game Boy, link in the description.
Have fun with that, Snessy. I'm going to go come up with some new review ideas. Gotta run!
Who are you running from?
Jesus Christ!
Who are you running from?
To explain, the Game Boy camera also had a series of creepy faces featured on the error messages. These things horrified users the world over, and for good reason. Seriously though, John, you should go take care of that thing. Here's an MP3 player with the song on it, and here's a skyhook.
Ooh, fancy. Much appreciated. See ya!
See ya!